Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. Last week we were supposed to be here. Yes, we were here, but then you didn't see us, the team of Channel Sport on Sunday, because the results kept coming in and they kept coming in. And then, yes, it was all for the national good. So this week we are back and sport is back. Nobody's taking our sport today. So we'll be with you, and then you discuss this with us as we go through the events that has gone on week. And yes, French Open is taking place. It's supposed to be, people were saying it was not going to happen. It was a miracle that the Aussie Open did take place. And then against all odds, the US Open also, Flushing Meadows guys went on there. And yeah, one man we thought would have done something. We did that 2 weeks back when the Joker himself was asked to leave because of, he did hit an umpire with the ball, unintentionally anyway, but it was an act that was done. So the rules took that, and they asked him to leave the competition. Is everything he earned, and he was still fine over that. But then, before the US Open, he won the Cincinnati Open. And when they ejected him, the guy went back straight to Europe, went to Rome, and won the Italian Open. So probably it would have been the Cincinnati Open, because he was on the 23 unbeaten run. That didn't happen, so he would have won that then. But we don't know what would have happened, because it was almost a set down, when that incident did occur. So right now, we are saying he is still at number 17. Somebody is at number 19. And then the man who is not playing, who is at the top of it all, at the zenith of the Grand Slam winnings, is not participating. The great one, Roger Federer. So will Nadal make number 20? Or will Djokovic move from 17 to 18, because we have three of them there. The next man has retired a long time ago. Pete Sampras, when he went from 13 to number 14. So the thing is 17, 19, and 20, and then somebody is out there gunning for the GOAT. But that is for the male side. And the female side will have the XW herself, Serena Williams. It has become almost a bridge too far. I mean, almost five finals, and she's every time we say she's almost there, but it's getting there. She was 39 yesterday, yes. 24 hours ago, she turned 39. How much more? How many more years will she go on? How many Grand Slam will she participate? Is a mother time, getting her old on Mother Serena? I don't know, but then we shall find out as she is out there knocking it, still believing that Margaret Court record is within reach. So we'll talk tennis. We'll talk football because it happened everywhere. And then we'll talk Nigerians in the diaspora. We'll talk the MVP of the NBA. We'll talk, Giannis himself. He said, what flows here is Niger blood. We'll talk Adesanya, Israel, the last bender. He is 24-0. We'll talk a lot of this. We'll come to you and we shall start. But then I want to go to my guys there in the house. I will introduce them before we ask for the man who's COVID-19, you dare me. You tell me why you think you have the guts to do so. Jimmy, you're welcome to the show.
When it's about Zlatan, he's always like that. He knows how to talk, and definitely when he does talk, most times you see him act. And when it's about Zlatan, you just talk about it.
Yeah.
But you have to, reckon with what he's been able to do on the field. What he's done in different leagues is something that we had talked about, winning the Golden Boot, winning different awards. It goes everywhere and it gets the job done. And I think at this point in time, with the pandemic confronting him, I know he's a winner. He's done it before and he's going to do it again.
He's done it before. I know he's going to do it again. Let me go to the Catalan. All is not well at the home of the Catalans.
Good afternoon, Ken.
In Catalonia, something is happening.
Exactly. Good afternoon, Ken. It's good to be on the show again. Lionel Messi has decided to take on the board. That's the board of FC Barcelona. The president, in particular, Luis Suarez, finally leaving the club that he joined since 2014 after that incident at the World Cup where he beat Giorgio Chiellini. But he went on to score 198 goals for Barcelona in that time. becoming the club's third highest goal scorer
All time.
of all time. You know, putting up numbers that, but for the presence of Messi and Ronaldo, he basically put up good numbers. Ballon d'Or digits what he put up. But Barca not having like a succession plan, not easing him out, but just letting him go just like that. Yes, the club have the right to let players go, but then Messi is saying the manner in which you are going about getting these players to leave the club is it's not the Barca way, it's not the Barca style, you know. And he came out, he called them out on social media, and he's been getting support from past players. Neymar spoke up, Valdez spoke up. Even Carlos Puyol, the former captain of the team, came on his Instagram handle and said a couple of things. So all is not well at Barca. From the looks of things, they might end up being a vote of no confidence because over 20,000 signatures have already been submitted. Once they vote against Mio. And the funny thing is that Suarez will now be moving to play for Atletico Madrid. Against Barca. Like Messi in his post talking about how he will get to play against him. He's going to be strange because they're literally best friends, you know. So let's just see what happens because all is not well at Barca.
Okay, since we are on this, and you can see Suarez there having his medical at Atletico Madrid at the capital city of Spain. Let's take Messi. Let's take what Messi said. Let's hear from Lionel Messi first. Let it take us from here because, like you said,
he said it will be strange to see you in another shirt, and even stranger to play against you. You deserve to depart for who you are. One of the most important players in the club's history, winning things as part of a group and individually, not for them to kick you out as they have done. But the truth is, nothing surprises me anymore.
Okay, baby. Okay, so like you said, you said, okay, yeah, you deserved a fitting foul, right?
Yeah.
You know, for the person that you are, you know, one of the best, you know, in the club's history. You don't deserve to be.
Messi has started talking.
To be finished.
Messi has started
and
talking.
I think this goes against that narrative where people say Messi is the one that puts players in the team, that fields the team for the coaches, you know. I think he has actually, these are debunked it because if it's up to Messi.
I don't think he has. I think this just about narrates what you just have said isn't the case.
Okay.
Messi always wanted Suarez in his corner, had him in his corner. Right now, it looks like he's got his corner depleted. Now Suarez had been forced out.
No, I think you need to look at that post. His exact words.
Is it Jimmy? Are you seeing it as
he's not saying Suarez shouldn't have left,
or they are saying that this man has done well. Just like a captain speaking for us.
Yes,
I remember when I think it was the Super Eagles then. When in 2002, when Sondolise had to speak on behalf of the team, and then you know at the end of the day he took the flag and he missed the World Cup that they've qualified.
Yeah.
I mean it's like in the field of play, the captain speaks for the team. Even when the referee say, look, you call the captain and you speak for the team. No other person could have spoken for the team. This is happening in the club
I understand this. I think also Messi has to be professional about this. He's probably got to stop talking about this.
Why?
Why?
I think he's going to get the club more factionalized if he continues talking about this. He's just got to face the business on the field and stop the theatrics. For me, it's all theatrics. What has happened. He's found out that he couldn't leave. Now that he's going to play for the club, he just has to focus on his journey. Now talking about Suarez that has left the club, the way they forced you out, I think it's unnecessary. It's happened, and it's going to be more professional about it.
That is an opinion, which you have.
I think what Messi is saying is the way Xavi left the club, he was given a proper farewell.
Yeah.
The way Puyol left the club, he was given a proper farewell.
Yeah.
The way Iniesta left the club, he was given a very, very proper farewell.
Don't forget
now you're looking at a player that is ranked the third highest goal scorer in Barcelona's history. Now, you don't just kick him out of the club.
Once you can celebrate him leaving the club.
That is what Messi is saying.
When you now put the narrative, the way they kicked you out, you are still staying in the present to say, I am not happy in this club. So if he's going to stay in the club...
He has criticized the boys.
It's not totally how you mean. But I'm saying, if he's going to that club, for the love of the club, he's got to stay professional. Board and stop talking about he's not being happy. We know he's not happy. We hope he gets happy so he can give us the best on the field.
Yeah, you remember when about 4 seasons ago, Ronaldo came out and faced the Spanish media and told them he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
He didn't affect a hat-trick on that day. The following week he scored another hat-trick.
In fact, with
Messi.
Did he continue talking? Did he continue ranting?
Excuse me. Let us talk once. take it one at a time. Because even the coach himself has come out to say Messi has been professional. He has not been in it. He has not seen anything different from him.
Okay.
And then we discussed this coach 2 weeks ago here.
Yes.
We talked what he did when he was in England at Everton.
Yes.
And then we said it here. And then without trying to label Dutch coaches, we also looked at what Van Gaal did at Manchester United to Chicharito when he told him you have only 1% chance of playing, and the guy cried his heart. I mean, he felt it. I mean, it's like you are destroying a player.
Definitely.
If you don't want him, then they say where you let him go.
Okay.
I said, look,
we talked about man management.
You are not part of my plan. You don't become brutal. You don't hit at the guy's heart who was giving you, his all. Like you said about Suarez. Suarez is a class act. Of course, we know when it's on the pitch. We know outside. We know what he has. Everything, the biting, the handball, a lot of things. Those are there.
To make matters worse, he's going to Madrid.
Exactly.
So the more reason why Messi has got to face the business on the field and stop talking.
Exactly. You don't. No. When you say Messi has to break the matter in take it. You are saying if the board does what is wrong, and if Messi felt what he felt is wrong, you shouldn't say it. And how do you perform?
He's still the captain of the club.
No. If he cannot
whatever
speak
he
for the
puts out
club
on social media, wherever he puts out his message, is very crucial.
I totally agree.
How the club performs.
What Jim doesn't realize is that, or he knows, and just the fact that there are issues in Barcelona.
Are we supposed to be celebrating the issues?
No, that's
Jimmy, nobody saying we should celebrate the issue here.
They're calling for a change at Barcelona.
Let them wait till March.
Okay.
It might not get to March, because if there's a vote of no confidence in the president, they have to force an election forward.
We see clubs insert it or tell us, look, you cannot. You are going to this party. We saw under Sir Alex, you don't. I don't sell to my rivals.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You sell a Suarez to Atletico. You know what it means?
Who does that?
No, you understand. Okay,
you can see something like 3 weeks ago where he said Messi's contract with the board. He said you have the body of the contract and you have the spirit of the contract, and the board just went and they violated the whole thing. How do you expect him to react? He will come on the pitch, he will perform, but he will still say what he has to say.
We've seen the height of ineptitude with this present management, with the club management. Barcelona, we've seen it.
Anyway, so, the management of the board and also the management of the man that did. I think for all intent and purpose, I think he's still with temporary. I think he's.
Are you open?
Because he's saying about 20,000 pesos against the board.
Yes.
And then the man who is people say this is a favorite to succeed him has said if this guy. The coach will go.
The first thing is taking.
He has said so already. So I mean, and that is why I think that is we learn from also that from our own climb here on how how a football club is run, whether rightly wrong or wrongly, that the people should have their say. You understand? I believe I'm saying here we're in our climb here, which is our clubs are either one man owned or it is government owned. The people who are the fans, do not own anything, and they do not have.
Before you come, what's happening as United?
Okay, okay. Let us see that, because we want to just take the EPL results, and then that will lead us to probably we'll take our first. We'll go, get our first guest online, talk to him on that. Let us what happened yesterday over the weekend in English Premier League, because it was controversy upon controversy for Chelsea. It was a game of two halves, playing against West Brom. A lot has been expected of them. Like we said here, that Lampard, the recruitment policy that they did over there is one of the best on paper. Probably the team has gelled yet. They are yet to gel. With the result, they lost to Liverpool last week, but these are the results.
First game, Brighton losing at home against Manchester United by 2-3. Crystal Palace losing at Tottenham, who are big matches in the room under Kalanchi. 1-2, and of course the West Brom champion Chelsea that ended 3-0. Burnley, Danny Ings
doing it again,
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Against Burnley.
If I don't know if we can link up with, if we can make a link up and see if we can the issue of Manchester United because the whole thing happened at the end of 90 minutes. It was all square. But the last action before the final whistle, United had I think they had a corner. Jerry Maguire nodded down going ball, and it touched off Maupay's hands. And the referee actually blew the final whistle. Say match has ended. But the Manchester United players, surrounded him and said there was an incident. We wanted to take care of this. So we don't know what the law says about this. The referee did that and then the VAR overruled the last whistle, like we say, and then ordered for a penalty, and then the penalty was taken and United won. So it has been controversial, and see what have been giving their own opinion on this. There is a lot to that, and let us see if we can get a FIFA referee, retired referee. Okay, I think I'm going to have a Jeku. He's online now. Hello, Chuks. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Okay.
And, Nigerians and the people that are on the platform of Channels TV.
Okay, we are being faced with a quagmire here. We don't understand what the rule says. In the match between Manchester United and West Brom, the referee ordered for a penalty to be taken after he has his final whistle. What does the law say? Is it right? Does it
the law permits him to do that. If you remember, after the VAR was introduced to football,
yes,
there was a situation in Germany,
yeah,
where the referee had to call off the first half of a game, but before he blew his whistle, the VAR had called his attention to the fact that there was something that he needed to see. So while the players were filing out, he went to see the review and noticed that there was a penalty. It took him time to go in and call the player in the dressing room for that penalty to be executed.
okay.
That's been the situation. But then in last year, 1st of June, I thought made it very clear in the laws of the game. If you go to Law 5, the decisions of the referee, you will find a place where it is clearly written that referee does not have the right to change the decision that had made if a restart had occurred. But that's not with a VAR intervention, because VAR deals with obvious errors.
Okay.
And there are 4 situations. Those 4 situations, once they occur, VAR can intervene at any time. And even if a match is ended in the first half or ended in the second half, the VAR intervention must be countenanced because the laws permit the referee to do that.
Okay. So that means in this case, the referee has every right, if he has blown the final whistle here, because he has said the game is over.
Yeah, final whistle showed that, if you remember, this thing happened before the final whistle was blown.
Exactly.
And so the intervention of the VAR, if you know the way it works, will always take time before it is confirmed.
Okay.
So the time that it takes, if you remember, there are some situations that they will even continue playing the game until the referee says at a neutral place. So now it happened before the final whistle. The only thing is that the intervention, being a time lag thing, would have to take place after the final whistle.
All right. Thank you very much, Ref. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ken, and thank you, Nigerians. Okay.
All right. We are going on a very short break, and when we come back, we shall look at the interpretations, and I hope you are satisfied with what the referee has just told us. Stay with us. It's Channel Sport on Sunday. Yes, that is the man. That is the man. Today, history will be made. But we'll come to that because he's pursuing history. We're talking about people who are pursuing the Grand Slam. Here is a guy who is saying that number is what I'm after, number 91. He gets that number 91. There is another number, which is number 7, which is also pursuing. Some time ago, he got past number 68. And ever since, it has been every poll has been a record. This is number 96. But before we went on break, we were talking with a retired FIFA referee and FIFA instructor, Chukwudi Chukwujeku, who did explain for you fans that what happened yesterday between West Brom and Manchester United. Let's see what the law says. Let's see what the law says here. Let's take law 2, I5 law 2, and see what the law says about that.
If at the end of the half, the referee leaves the field of play to go to the referee review area or to instruct the players to return to the field of play, this does not prevent a decision being changed for an incident which occurred before the end of the half. That's law 2.
Last law 2. Okay. Let's see what law 7 says.
Law 7 says
Law 7.
It says if a penalty kick has to be taken or retaken, the half is extended until the penalty kick is completed. If at the end of the half the referee leaves the field of play to go to the review area, okay, I think we're going back to
He said if a penalty kick has to be taken or retaken, the half has to be extended. Yes, it is not time bound.
At all.
The half has to be extended. Whether it is first half, whether it is second half, but a penalty has to be taken. You have to go.
At the end of the day, this incident happened before the referee blew his final whistle, and he didn't see it.
So and they didn't even have to call them back.
No, at all.
They were still on the pitch.
They were still on the field of play.
Yeah, they were on the field of
play. Like Freiburg.
Okay.
A little unlike it.
Yeah.
In 2018.
That one, they already gone to the dressing room.
Exactly.
At halftime, he called them back from the dressing room and said, guys, we saw something.
Banter-wise, it has to be Ojoro for most people.
I think you like the expert. Down to the fact that Brighton and Hove Albion, they hit the bar 5 times yesterday.
Yeah.
So and then finally getting the equalizer.
But even their first goal was always a penalty.
Penalty.
Yeah, it was a penalty.
But it's like when some people have a penalty, it is penalty. When others have penalty, it is Manchester.
We know. We understand how it is.
And Bruno Fernandes, who gave away the penalty,
it was
not only provided the assist for Marcus Rashford,
I think
who
he has
scored
another name. Fernandes or what?
Okay.
I don't know Fernandes, please. Let's look this. Okay, he gave the assist for Rashford, who scored his splendid and out of his world goal. Yeah. And then with all the pressure on the world on him, he still stepped up and scored the beautiful penalty. Yeah. And Manchester United claiming their first 3 points of the season. I feel they deserved the penalty. I felt it was a penalty because when your hand is not in its natural position, I think there was the Mope just goofed yesterday.
I think the new law also does not favor goalkeepers, because
it puts them exactly.
I read a lot of it, try to brush up and then also look at some analysis on it. Is that most of the penalties, if you take them up, the keeper does not have enough time to leap.
Yes, exactly.
So it is difficult for them to
save when they have their legs on that line.
On that line, because your leg has to remain on the line.
One of your legs has to remain on the line.
You needed to leap further up in order to stop penalty up there.
If there's anything IFAB knows how to do best, is consistent review.
Yes, exactly.
When this is put forward, the review at the end of the season, so the dynamics of the game will continue to change.
Okay, because I think why they now insist on your leg staying on the line, when they say don't move.
Don't move.
So in order for you say don't move is
not to give advantage to the
because before we saw
it happened with Manchester United against Crystal Palace when Jordan Ayew stepped up and took that penalty against David De Gea.
Yeah.
The guy was obviously off his line, and the player missed the ball only for.
In fact, my mind is going back to 2005.
No, it's not so far back. It's not so far back.
2005.
He's not talking about Rangers.
AC Milan taking on the Liverpool.
That final. Miracle of Istanbul.
When the keeper was just doing anyhow he wants that, and they allowed everything to go on.
Definitely,
a lot of things happened that time. But they are saying, look, let there be normalcy. Exactly. Let there be a defined rule to say this is don't let your leg should be on that line. Yes. Not just say don't move, but it has to be on that line.
It doesn't take away the Manchester angle to it.
I agree with you.
Because you want to look at it. Man, you got a record 14 penalties
last season.
So
started again.
In fact, they've now scored, I think, 14 and 19 in 19 games now. They scored 14 penalties in 19. So
and I saw a stat yesterday as at the time Man U played, when Man U's game was going on. 19 games had been played in the Premier League.
And
there have been 5 penalties at this stage of the Premier League last season. There were only 2 penalties came. It's VAR changing things.
No, I mean, a lot of penalties have been almost 19 penalties this season.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties.
Two penalties.
Two penalties.
Which one?
In the Man U and 2 penalties already in that game.
So
against Crystal Palace on that penalty.
Another
A lot of
penalty.
penalties have been taken.
a lot of over 19
penalties have been taken. Yes,
have been taken this season.
Just match day 3.
Of course, we want goals. It's about goals. So if what will bring you sure our goal?
Man U definitely come out.
Let's go back a little bit to Bayern did win the European Super Cup between Sevilla 2-1. You know, last week we were supposed to do that, but we know because of all things that happened, but you won't take it away that they've already won the treble.
Yeah.
And that is the fourth trophy of 2019 of 2020 of 2020.
An uncommon year.
Yes, because today we are celebrating. A lot of Nigerians will still open the lines for you to join the conversation, like we said, so you see what is happening here. But we'll start from this kid. He is just how old is 17 years? 17 years and 205 days. He is the youngest scorer for Bayern Munich, the youngest scorer for Bayern Munich, and his name is Jamal Musiala. Jamal Musiala is this, his father, he has Nigerian, you understand? He has Nigerian parents. He's qualified to play for Nigeria. He's qualified to play for Nigeria. And then during the week, FIFA came up with this, the rule change. But let us see what Bayern Munich said about the 17-year-old boy Jamal Musiala. What Bayern said there. This is Bayern celebrating their trophy. That is the fourth trophy. They won the league, they won the Copa, they won the Champions League. Now
and they also won the Super Cup.
They won the Super Cup.
To put it into perspective, the Bayern Munich coach, he's won more trophies than he has lost or drawn games for Bayern Munich.
I think they're on the streak.
Exactly.
They're the winning streak.
I think 22 games.
They looked a little bit exhausted.
Okay, that is it. That is Bayern saying at 17 years and 205 days old, Jamal Musiala is our youngest ever Bundesliga goal scorer. Red circles, congratulations, Jamal, clapping hand sign. And this was when they won the first match by 8 goals to 0.
A total discombobulation.
But they kept on scoring 8. Yeah. So that is Jamal for you. He's 17. He can't play for under 17 for Nigeria now, but he can play for under 20. Let's see what the FIFA rule, because as FIFA in their 70th Congress did come out to say, look, if you are under 21, that is what they are saying here. Players
can now switch from one national team to another, provided they were eligible to represent the second country at the time they first played for that first country. Even if they have played in an official competition for the first nation in not more than 3 matches, including friendlies, and have not played in the FIFA tournament of final tournament of FIFA World Cup or any confederation competition.
All right. So what this rule is saying is quite easy. If you are still under 21, as at the time you represented a country, you understand, and then you didn't represent them at the final. You didn't go to the World Cup, you didn't go to the European, Nations Cup or whatever in the continent, but maybe just a qualifier, and you just played. You just played. If you even play 3 matches and they are friendlies. Maybe if you play a competitive match or 3 friendlies and you are still under the age of 21, you can now switch. There is this guy. There
have been a lot of
the Barcelona.
Ansu Fati?
No. This Moroccan.
Munia.
Munia. He's been trying to switch to Morocco. He would have gone to the 2018 World Cup, but it's because he played a few minutes for Spain, so he couldn't go. But right now with this, I think he can switch to Morocco.
You look at the likes of Bukayo Saka, Chuba, I think Chuba's.
I think he played just a few. I think those of them.
I think we have a lot of Nigerian players this particular rule will affect positively, so to say.
All right.
You look at the Arsenal team, for example, the under 21. We have at least 13 players that are of Nigerian origin.
We'll take that.
Interesting.
An academy of Nigerians.
13 Nigerians play now.
The likes of Miguel Aziz, Akinola, Saka used to be on the 21 as the last year.
So we have all that. So we should look out for that. That is a Nigerian kid there. Jamal Musiala Musiala, who is qualified to play for Nigeria. He's playing for Bayern Munich now, and I think the German clubs have a way of bringing out young players, and they perform well. We talked about how they scout. They can go to Canada to go and look for one Antonio Davies. Alphonso Davies. They can go to England to go and look for one Jadon Sancho. And then you after grooming them, they go and get one Dembele. The next thing, Barcelona will come in.
Sell for huge sum.
100 million.
And then I'm buying them. Right now, they bought that Jude Bellingham from Birmingham. You understand? Before you know it, clubs now coming and start clamoring for them. So, like I would say, it depends on what a club's vision, system, what a club's division wants to do.
Exactly.
There are some selling clubs, or like even selling leagues.
Arsenal.
Of course, Arsenal.
Let me give you an example. Barca had this player they call Repuj. And Repuj came up the academy.
Shocking is being told.
Right, fantastic young player.
We have our first call already. Hello. No.
We'll call back.
Please, do call back the line. Like you said, the lines are open now. They've opened the line so that you can join the conversation. The number will be right there on the screen. So for those of you who do not have it, so that you can join the conversation on what we are talking about here. Chelsea, they played, a 3-3 match. 3-3 with West Brom.
Yes.
They came back from the dead, and I'm happy that it was Tammy that scored that.
Fight back Kings.
Product
of the academy.
Tammy, how many times has Tammy played for England? Is it, I think he has played more. He has not played the competition, but he has played more than one competitive match. Has he not?
2 or 3.
Has he not played more than one competitive match for England?
I think 2 or 3.
But anyway,
you rate the Nations League as a qualifier.
No, the qualifier. If you play a qualifier,
because this is exactly what it is, including friendlies, not more than 3.
Not more than, if you play a qualifier and including friendly, that is 3. But if you have gone to the competition proper, and then you play even just one match, but if you go to the competition proper and you didn't play any match, you are still eligible, to move. So let's look at that match, West Brom Chelsea. I'm a fan of Frank Lampard. I'm a fan of how his team plays. I remember they lost the first opening match last season 4-0 to Manchester United. But I mean, you can see the team. It took them that team that came up to play right there, at the FA Cup final. Also went on to go and play qualify in the Champions League, and he managed that team when they were under a ban. This time around, he has made recruitment. We're saying, look, with the kind of players he had. By December they would have won the league, but it's not.
I think adaptation is always going to be an issue for his boys because these guys are coming from different leagues. They are coming with different personas, and at this point in time, they are struggling. And I also think that Lampard himself is struggling to fit in the players. Look how he plays.
You have so many players.
He has so many players that he's looking like he's confused. His tactics don't look like he understands how best to do this.
But they dominated play if you watch the match. And sometimes you look at the result, but they dominated play.
No, the shocker was West Brom even going 3 goals up in the first half.
Exactly.
But if anybody had even told West Brom that they would have gone 3 goals, that's Slaven Bilic led West Brom yesterday. You wouldn't even believe it. The thing is, the first goal was a mistake from Alonso. Second goal was a mistake from Thiago Silva. The third goal was a mistake from the entire team. So basically a game of 2 halves, like you said. If they have come up
with any visible pattern.
Well,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Even while I was watching the game, I saw Messi Mount, Timo Werner, and Tammy
Abraham. They were all over.
They were just all over the front 3, and he gave West Brom the ability to actually mark them out, and they couldn't penetrate or do anything.
Don't you think that when the front 3 are able to switch places, that's why it is difficult to mark them. If you station one guy in the left, one in the right, and one in the, I mean, when they can inter-switch.
In the natural positions?
If you want to inter-switch, I think you may be able to execute it to perfection. Because anybody that can read your game plan will know, okay, fine, they intend to switch. And he just plays players on you, and then we put him on.
Anyway, it's going to follow him.
You just go with him, and then because they actually seem clueless in the first half of that game.
But I think it's early days. I think they would get into their own and, really do well. I believe they will do well.
Okay, when the players Thiago Alcantara, we saw him also switch in and
what a
just,
fantastic
like if he just fitted into the plan. But that before you go with that, the same Germany that Timo Werner, the same Germany that they were coming in and they couldn't fit into that Chelsea. This guy went in and fitted exactly like.
I think the adaptation levels for players are different.
And they're looking at players like Thiago, who's basically world class.
All right, let's go to Cardinal because who do we have on the line from Cardinal? Hello. Hello, go on. Hello.
Nathaniel.
Nat, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's Nathaniel. Good afternoon.
Yeah, we can see that, Nathaniel. Nat, yeah.
I'm good. How are you too?
We are cool. We are okay. You can see us here. We're enjoying ourselves in the studio.
Yeah, you see, the problem I see there with Lampard is that if he's trying to give this. Okay, my problem with Lampard is that if he's trying to give these England folks the opportunity, and for me, I see them not getting to that peak where he wants them to be. It's better for him to do the necessary thing, as in the needful. If not, Chelsea is a club that can just fire him at any time, not minding if he's a hero once in the team. You understand? So he needs to do the needful so that the club will get to where they are expected of.
But how do you see the team? Do you see them going far?
For now, to me, keeping Giroud at the bench is not the best for him. It's better he use Giroud and Mount and also Werner.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But Abraham, I don't see Abraham as someone that can give the team what the team wants now. So he can come from the bench. I don't mind. But
Okay. From the bench, okay.
Is never the best.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Nathaniel. Briefly, he talked about
Giroud.
He talked about Giroud. Yeah. The issue of Giroud, to me, I think it's about coaches. During the World Cup, he was not scoring goals. He was playing all the matches. He's a World Cup winner. You don't take that.
And then in sharp contrast, and you look at when Chelsea won the Europa League 2 seasons ago, he was the one basically scoring all the goals.
Because
there is no better
header of the ball
than Giroud.
Now, he's an impact player.
If you play against your team, I know anytime my team is playing against when they want to bring him in.
Where's your heart?
I know.
Your mouth.
His hold up play
is fantastic.
He knows how to bring his teammates into the game.
Thank you.
And Timo Werner has shown that he can play off the flank. And having someone like Giroud in the middle, for me, he's an impact player. He's strong. He's massissive.
And the question is, why is Lampard trying to act too English? Okay. Why does he want Mason Mount, Tammy, all of them? Too many English players in the squad. That's what I think.
I don't think it's about being too English.
But this talk keeps coming up because these people we are talking about, sometimes they tend to underperform when you need them the most.
Once somebody, are through a line of thoughts, you understand? Everybody will now start looking at it that way. Is Kepa English? Is Rudiger English? He had just given Thiago. He made Thiago the captain. Is Thiago English? Is Kante English? So how many English players are there
in crucial positions?
They will just put it in your brain, and the moment it gets into your head, it will just be living rent free.
I think the narrative will be about the most crucial positions.
Okay.
You look at Chelsea as a where. I would think that the major culprit for now has to be Mason Mount. The way he's being used. The way he's being used.
Messi Mount was the man, according to Cecilia, who mounted that comeback. Yesterday, the same Messi Mount, Timo Werner, it was the same Messi Mount that is drawing the flag.
At times, when a player is being criticized, it doesn't mean the player hasn't done well. It means maybe the way he's being used, another player might even do better. Because we're talking about Giroud as an impact player. In the World Cup, we saw what he had done. When he was playing for Arsenal, we saw exactly what he had done. In Europa, we saw what he had done. So why did Arsenal let him go? It happens. And that's exactly what I'm saying. It depends on the coach. Sometimes the coach will say this play. It depends on who you are playing. It depends on synergy. It depends on understanding. These two players can combine. They combine better. That synergy. You understand? So like I said, for me, performances like this, if I'm a coach, I will buy Giroud and put in my team. Because all I will just say, look, every day. We don't call it police ball. Just be throwing it there, and then I tell you this: before he knocks 3, one will enter in there. I think it's an player. You said it's dragon kick.
He's an impact player. Yeah, he did that with Mkhitaryan and also did that. The Scorpion King. Yeah. But the Scorpion King himself is somebody who is the equator. So you don't take it from them. So okay, let's see. If we still have time in this segment before we go on break, we'll just look at what happened. Okay, we'll go back to Jaws because Obinna is there. Hello, Obinna. How are you?
Long time.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Long
Obina, you are
time.
quiet today. What is
Long time.
happening?
I greet you all in the studio.
Long time.
Good afternoon,
Good
Obina.
afternoon.
Please, I want to talk about this NFF appointment of
Okay.
various national team coaches.
Yeah.
I wonder why they are bringing all their recycling coaches. Somebody like Fani Amu, and Ladamboso.
No, not Fani. Fatayamo.
It's Fatai.
Fatayamo.
It's Fatai Amo, not funny. Do you mean Fatai Amao?
No, Fatai Amu, the one that won.
Yes, because Fani is not in the list. Yeah.
93.
No, that is funny. That is funny. But it's not in the list of the appointees, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's Fatai Amao. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moreover, what I'm saying is that for me, all these ones they are bringing, I don't think they will have any. They will bring any impact at all. People like Finidi George have been applying for this job. People like PPJ have been applying for this job. Even if you come to our own local, what is it called? This is our local league.
Yeah.
We have somebody like a former MFM coach.
Okay. Ilechukwu, okay.
Such a person, yes, such a person can handle under 17. Why don't you give him a chance?
I think he went to Heartland.
Yeah.
I
He's
get
Heartland.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy with all those appointments. I don't know how they come about it.
Obina, sometimes, like you say, okay, we're talking about give the young coaches. Maybe some people have a way of handling younger players. You understand? They have a way of handling younger players and they take it there. And no problem. They are listening, and let's hope that whoever they picks, will give us the best. Like you said, let them give the younger so we can have technology driven. Okay? We'll go a short break. When we come back, we shall look at the impact. We will have to look about the last style bender, Israel Adesanya. You stay with us. All right, you're coming back. We're still smiling, and then it is still Channel Sport on Sunday, and then we are still celebrating our Nigerians because sometimes you look at it. This how do I want to use a fitting word. I think ironical. I think that should fit it because a lot of us here want to go out. A lot of us, you're Nigerians, and then maybe you go on Twitter, and you go on Twitter and go like, then it's all negative, all that. But then we go out of, you look at Anthony Joshua, he says, I'm on Nigeria, Nigeria blood is flowing me, I'm eating fufu, and one of that. And then you go to Bremer, you go to Israel Adesanya, and then he tells you, whatever you want to take, I might be there, but I am here. Yeah, and then you come into Cameroon's man. He's singing in, he's entering with a Niger track. When he's going into the ring, so you get over there. But then Giannis, and Teteko, okay, all right. I mean, it is Adetokunbo. They said his name is supposed to be. He's the MVP. He is the best player. He is the best player currently, the best basketball player in the world. Let us look at the voting, how it went. Let us see, because it was a clearance sale against LeBron. LeBron says it is not fair. I don't know what he's complaining about, but this is. Let us see what it is, and then what he said after, and it makes your heart glad that this is a Nigerian. Let's see, because. If we don't have that.
He said, "I grew up in a Nigerian home."
Can we have what his quote here? Because he was interviewed and this is what he said. Jimmy, you can take that.
I grew up in a Nigerian home. Obviously, I was born in Greece and went to school in Greece. But at the end of the day, when I go home, there is no Greek culture. It's straight up Nigerian culture. It's about discipline. It's about respecting your elders, having morals. It doesn't matter what people may believe because of my nickname. There were a lot of times when I was in Greece where people said, you're not Greek, you're Nigerian because you're black. But then there have been a lot of times where it's been the opposite, where people say, you're not African, you are Greek, you are the Greek freak. But I don't really care about that. Deep down, I know who I am and where I'm from. That's all that matters to me. Giannis, I did Tokumbo.
You see, deep down.
Yes.
I know who I am
and where I am from.
But if you look the line before that, he said it's straight up Nigerian. He said, but at the end of the day, when I go home, there is no Greek culture. It's straight up Nigerian culture. It's about discipline. It's about respecting your elders, having morals.
I give you.
You don't take this.
I give
anywhere.
you a clue. AJ Anthony Joshua actually prostrated before the president.
Yes, and of course we brought
That's exactly what he's talking about.
Yes.
There's no Greek culture for him. It's about respecting elders. He sees his father. He sees elders in the society. He's going to prostrate to greet them. That's what being Nigerian, does to you.
His father is Yoruba.
Definitely.
His mother is Igbo.
Definitely.
So, he cuts across what Nigeria...
Exactly. And he's proud to be Nigerian.
Proud to be Nigerian. And I tell you this, when we're having
there's no better
like
image laundering than this.
There is no better image laundering. There is no better country that wherever they are, they tell you, Omo Nigerian me. And it goes in there, it sinks in there, and it makes you proud. That yes, and you guys were not, when this was said, some of you were not born. I'm prepared to say that. He said, JB, he said, I'm black and proud. Who is that? That James Brown. And so you can say that, you take that over there. You guys are looking at me, I know. But then that is what we're talking about. Let's go. Because earlier this morning, it did happen. Before the last fight, they said he was a bore. They said it was boring. They said he was just stamping. He was all this. But this time around, he went in with 19-0. It was two undefeated fighters going to meet themselves. This is not a case of Mayweather fighting McGregor, whatever it is. These are two undefeated fighters, and we're talking about Israel at the last style bender. Adesanya taking on Paulo Costa, and Paulo Costa came in with 13-0. He has won his 13th fight. Israel, the last style bender, our own, has also won his own. He has won all his 19 fights before they went there. And I tell you this, it was the TKO. It was the TKO, and the
second round
TKO.
Israel's last fight was the last fight, UFC fight that had crowds coming to watch before the coronavirus, came in. And there was a special done on both fighters, and there was a lot of talk. A lot of dirty talk going around. A lot of serious trash talk going around. Well, Israel made it clear. He said, I know I've faced bullies all my life. I've come up against bigger and supposedly stronger guys. He said, but what works for me is the fact that I am unpredictable. He said, and Paulo Costa is going to find out. He's going to find out when I come up against him. And Paulo came up and said, when he went back to Brazil and started training, when gyms started opening up, he brought in fighters that looked just like Israel, MMA fighters, UFC fighters, and say, okay, let's see what he can bring and how unpredictable he can be in quote. And he came in yesterday,
what I find more
this morning, and
is the manner in which you won.
Exactly.
All right, okay.
The second round.
Okay, let's go
very, very emphatic.
Let's go to the UK. We have Ayo. Hello, Ayo. Hello, Ayo. Good afternoon. Hello? Can you speak a little bit louder?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, go on, yeah. Good afternoon. The line wasn't too clear. Please, is it possible you can just call back so that we can get you?
Ken, I was saying what I found more thrilling was the way and manner he did win. The second round, everybody thought it was going to be very difficult, but he actually made it easy, just like his nickname. Easy, he did it easy peasy. And this is somebody that had been trash talking him, and there had been comments from different places, Kobe Covington saying lots of things. So he needed to shut them up, and that was exactly what he did. The way and manner he did it was not about being boring.
I wish we can even take some of his tweets. Because whatever look, he say, I did this for Africa. Understand that it is.
He started thumping his chest.
And then he opened his chest.
And all that. That Nigerian vibe.
Yeah, but okay, this was the start. This was the start after the fight. You can see him.
He's not gone 20-0.
Yeah, it's not
gradually cementing his legacy.
While Costa is now 13-1.
Yeah. He's now 20-0.
Yes.
And there are only 3 top contenders he's not faced.
So he's already a legend.
He's already a legend of the sport. I think he has to be the face of the sport.
He is actually. Even on the video game.
Right now, he has to be the face of UFC.
At this point in time.
The other guy, John Jones, has already said, okay, he wants to move forward to the heavyweight division. He's supposed to be on the light heavyweight side, but right now he wants to go up. But there have been talks about maybe a catch weight being made between the two of them. Israel will have to go from 185 to a catch weight of like 205 pounds, but I don't think it's worth it.
He called out a guy. I'm trying to pick out his name. He called it. I said, look, this is your next fight. win that fight, and I will give you a chance.
Jared, that's Jared.
Jared,
Yeah,
you say win that fight, and then you come in here and do it.
I think it will easily outdo Jared. I think that at the end of the day, what we might be saying is it will move up to light heavyweight because it's already shown in that division at 20-0. He's almost done everybody out, and there's nothing major to be, conquered again in that division.
Like he only talk and do. He says it and he does.
Yes, so Ekweme.
Okay, well, we are supposed to take some transfer from NPFL transfer, which we're prepared to upload to you. We're expecting a guest, to do justice to this, but he's not been around. But let us just take probably just River State. I say, okay, well, we have a call now. We have Jude
from Germany.
All right, hello Jude, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm calling from Germany, so I've been following your program.
Okay.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you made mention today of selling clubs. And someone made mention, one of your colleagues there made mention of Arsenal. Whenever you guys talk about selling clubs, you keep forgetting Southampton. Do you remember what happened?
They always said to Liverpool.
Liverpool supermarket.
They sold about two Liverpool. They sold Lovren.
Yeah.
Even Danny Israel and a lot of players, yes.
They sold them.
Current African footballer of the year.
They sold money
from their team because the owner of the club said
exactly
to rebuild with a lower salary team.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Southampton becomes a mid-table team.
Exactly.
And every time they're struggling. So the same thing is happening to Borussia Dortmund here in Germany.
Exactly. Wow.
Borussia Dortmund is doing well. But when Jurgen Klopp was there, he was not always willing to sell very fast the team he had built up. And with that, they could win something. It's not just building a team and selling out for business.
Yeah.
So when Southampton came from the championship and joined the Premier League, they had people who could play football, though their salary was not high.
Yeah.
Then they started selling off. If we go to Southampton, we can count 11 players that were sold in a year. That year, if you could remember the transfer window. We are also talking of when Virgil van Dijk later came in. Remember?
Yeah, they sold VVG again.
They sold Lovren and other people out.
Yeah, they sold money. Sadio Mane.
From Scotland, from Celtic to join them. So, it's not just selling players that really matter. The main thing that matters, I think, here is the team ready to win.
To win titles.
Dortmund might, at the end of the day, sell Sancho, and maybe next year they might sell Jude Bellingham.
Okay.
But after them, do they win something? They won something last, I think, 2 years ago when Thomas Tuchel was still their coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just the
and they sold the coach. They sold the coach to PSG.
They get to second, they get to third. So I'm just contributing with regards to selling team and not winning. So it's either you are selling or you are building and selling off,
and
or
selling.
You are a winning team. Thank you very much.
All right, Gunners.
That's my winning team. I'll hear them say that.
I think what we look at the truth is that it is the Arsenal fans themselves.
Yeah.
They said Arsenal was making money. They start telling you how many players they sold. You understand? Because they have, Arsenal has as a nursery school, Arsenal has about 2 or 3 secondary universities. They have Manchester City, they have Barcelona. So when you graduate, in fact, one of the main reasons Arsenal...
Thankfully, it's not about the big boy
One of the main reasons Arsenal had that confidence to employ Arteta was because he graduated from their secondary school. You understand? From
I also think it has to do with the commercial model of football teams. You look at what Southampton have done, Arsenal with Man City. there are different clubs with their own different football philosophies and off-the-field philosophy. I don't know what Barcelona is doing. I don't understand what their own commercial model is.
It takes you back to what I said about refuge and Ronald Koeman coming out to tell the brightest prospect out of La Masia right now that you are not going to feature in my plans. It's just bewildering at least. And, it's really, really scary. So this is the player that the whole world believed he was going to get at least playing time this season. Yeah. And all of a sudden the coach is saying you can't play for me.
I said the way he treated this guy at
Omaniase
at Everton. Is it to me? You see, I don't have to spend 10 years with you to know who you are or what you are.
And ironically, Omaniase prolonged his fate at Everton because he would have been started about 3-4 months earlier. And all of a sudden, Niase stepped up and started winning games.
Because Xavi is saying, "I'm not ready yet. I don't want to work with you."
He doesn't want to work with Laporta.
I don't want to. I mean, with Bartomeu. Because he's the
I don't think we have that kind of coach on the domestic scene. We don't we?
Oh, which
we don't. We don't. Which domestic scene?
Which domestic? Domestic. Okay, we've had good callers for Germany. We said, okay, Rivers United, they have these players they've signed in. Let's just take up some of them because they still have about 2 or 3 players that they signed. They signed from Enyimba.
Theophilus Afelo High.
Okay, they are.
Godwin Aguda, Bobby Clement, Destiny Ashadi, George Apabi. If I'm not mistaken, all these players at some point in time had received the call up from the national side. So I think these are good recruits.
So this is where they are going to. Let us also take that is Enyimba. Okay, Enyimba also have just.
Okay, all right. Samar Kadri from Lobby Stars, Omar Anthony from Sunshine Stars. Soma Ari, I like Libo from Dakada FC and Imot Obos from Dakada. So John Noble from Kara FC of Togo, Anthony Omaka and Tosin Omoyele.
Okay, Enugu Rangers, let's go.
Chibong Dakada, Femi Ajayi from Dakada.
Okay, Plateau United.
Moses Effiong from Dakada, Sunday Adetunji from Aras Unattached, and Abdulrahman Bashir from Enyimba.
Kwara United, Dele Ayenuba, Apola Fula. Nonsiro Afis from Niger to
All right, we've taken these are the players. These are the transfer for this week. We want to leave it here. Jimmy, you're saying.
Ever a pleasure to be here. Hamilton for the win.
Okay.
My thoughts are with COVID-19 because I know Zlatan Ibrahimovic is going to scale through.
Yes,
yes. Zlatan has put COVID-19 into trouble, and then also we're taking that. We learned that 9 officials and players from Kwara United also tested positive for COVID-19. So guys, please wash your hands. Observe these distances. It is not yet over. Let us make sure that, yes, we are not victims of this. If we can avoid it, wash your hands. Observe the protocols. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed Sunday.